Ciao a tutti! Hello everyone! Welcome to Fly High, where you're gonna be flying high in language learning with me, Francesca. Are you guys ready to tackle Italian verbs today? In this lesson, we'll be looking at how regular verbs conjugate in Italian, starting with the verbs of the first group, the verbs in are. Let's explore it together. Let's get straight into it. I verbi regolari in are. Regular verbs in are. So we're gonna see what this are means. So let's start with saying what is an infinitive for those of you that don't know yet. So an infinitive is the dictionary form of the verb, and it has no subject and isn't conjugated yet. So an example of infinitive in English would be to speak, to take, to sleep. So you see that it's the form of the verb that in English has got the dictionary form, and then we got the verb. It isn't conjugated yet. Examples of these verbs in Italian are parlare, that means to speak, prendere, to take, prendere, and then we have to sleep, which is dormire. So what do you notice here? I highlighted it in red. Parlare, are. This is the example of a regular verb in are, which is the subject of our lesson today. So in Italian, we have three groups of verbs. We have the verbs in are, like parlare, the verbs in ere, like prendere, and the verbs in ire, like dormire, to sleep. So all verbs in Italian fall within one of these three categories: are, ere, ire. We can call them groups. Verbs of the first group, are, verbs of the second group, like prendere, in ere, and verbs of the third group, in ire. All of them. Then we have some irregular ones, which we'll be covering in a different lessons. There are not as many irregular verbs in Italian, but in general, most verbs fall within one of these three categories, and most verbs are in the first group, the verbs in are. Most verbs in Italian fall within the first group, in are. In English, there is no such thing. We have irregular verbs in English, and then we have regular verbs. But all of them in the infinitive, as you see in the dictionary form, they would have the to and then the verb. So that's a main difference. So in Italian, we go instead three different groups. Now let's have a look at how we conjugate the verbs of the first group in are. Now you know what I mean when I say are. Are is the termination of the verb in the infinitive, like parlare, to speak. Are, you see, is the last three letters of the verb. It's the ending of the dictionary form of the infinitive. So in the present, it goes like io parlo, I speak. So io parlo. You see that, what do we do? I highlighted it in red. We just take away the are, the ending of the infinitive, and we add these endings, these new endings for the present tense. So in the case of I speak, io parlo is the o. So you take away the are and you replace it with a o. Then we have tu parli, you speak. So the ending of tu person of the you form is I, so is an I in Italian. So tu parli. Then we have lui parla. Lui parla. He speaks. So third person singular for lui, and lei as well, she is an A. So a, lei parla. Lei parla. She speaks. Noi parliamo. Noi parliamo. We speak. Voi parlate. Voi parlate. You speak. Loro parlano. Loro parlano. They speak. So again, the determinations in the present form, we remove are from the infinitive form of the verb, in this case parlare, remove are, and then we replace it with all the endings that you see in red here. And it always follows the same structure. So they are all these verbs in are, as long as they are regular, they are quite dependable really. So o, I, a, iamo, ate, ano. Okay? So these are all determinations. And then you can apply to any verb in are, any regular verb in are. There are most Italian verbs are verbs in are and are regular. So that's quite reassuring to know. So this is like a list, a little list, just an introductory list of the main verbs in Italian that fall under are, and they are the most used verbs. So we have abitare, to live, amare, to love, aiutare, to help, ascoltare, to listen, aspettare, to wait, baciare, to kiss, ballare, to dance, camminare, to walk, cantare, to sing, cercare, to look for. And you don't have to memorize them all right at the beginning, but if you want to, that you're going to be increasing your vocabulary here. So yes, go ahead, please. Cominciare, to start, comprare, to buy, diventare, to become, giocare a, to play, guardare, to look at, guidare, to drive, imparare, to learn, incontrare, to meet, insegnare, to teach, lavorare, to work, lavare, to wash, mangiare, to eat, pensare, to think, portare, to bring or to carry, provare, to try, restare, to stay, salutare, to greet, sognare, to dream, sperare, to hope, spiegare, to explain, and some more. Tagliare, to cut, telefonare, to phone, trovare, to find, viaggiare, to travel, and visitare, to visit. This is by no means an extensive list, but they are like quite popular. And if you know already like all of these, I think they are put in 45 of them. That's already a good number for a beginner. So yeah, go ahead and memorize. And we're gonna be doing another lesson where we're gonna be putting a vocabulary lesson I got planned, where we're gonna be seeing them more in context and more in practice. So if you prefer that approach, like more an active approach to learning, it's gonna be coming up. It's gonna be coming up soon in one of my playlists. Just a couple of irregularities, slight irregularities now of some verbs in are. The verbs ending in care and gare, like giocare, to play, and pagare, to pay, conjugate slightly, a really slight modification. So let's have a look at them. Nothing to be scared about. It's also going to be quite automatic in a way to do it, and you're going to know why right here. Io gioco, I play. Tu giochi, you play. Lui gioca, he plays. Lei gioca, she plays. Noi giochiamo, we play. Voi giocate, you play. Loro giocano, they play. So what do you notice here? So all the terminations are still the same for all the persons. So this is all regular. However, that I highlighted in violet, tu giochi e noi giochiamo, what do they have there? Yes, they have an H. So why is it? Because if we were to say the tu giochi and noi giochiamo without the H, how would we pronounce it? Differently. We would pronounce it tu giochi e noi giociamo. That's not correct in Italian. And as well, it doesn't go with the rest of the verb in terms of pronunciation. Giocare, it's got a hard C. Okay, that's the sound that it has is the K sound, not the C sound. So it's a hard C. So it has to be keeping the same pronunciation throughout the conjugation. Hence, why we use the H in the tu and noi, so that the pronunciation can be kept the same. Because C followed by the H and then an I, it gets pronounced chi. Not otherwise, it would be pronounced without the H, chi. So that's completely different. So io gioco, tu giochi, lui gioca, you see, follows through this way. Lei gioca, noi giochiamo, voi giocate, loro giocano. Same goes for pagare, to pay, that terminates in gare. This is a hard G. It's not pronounced G, it's pronounced G. So you go io pago, you see it's a hard G. So io pago, tu paghi, again with an H, to keep consistent with the rest, with the sound in the conjugation. Lei paga, she pays. Did I say lui paga? No, I didn't probably. Okay, lui paga, he pays. Lei paga, she pays. Noi paghiamo, we pay. Voi pagate, you pay. Loro pagano, they pay. That's another slight, very slight orthographical writing and pronunciation, more like a writing particularity in verbs that terminate with iare. So they got an I before the ending in are, like mangiare, do you see that? And studiare. What do these verbs do? How do they conjugate? So they follow the same pattern. All the terminations are the same. Okay, so nothing irregular there. But let's look at mangiare. We got io mangio, fine. Tu mangi. Lui mangia. Lei mangia. Noi mangiamo. Voi mangiate. E loro mangiano. So I eat, you eat. He eats. She eats, we eat, you eat, they eat. So in the tu and the noi, basically the terminations of tu and noi, the tu ends with an I, and the noi already ends with an iamo. So they got the I there. But mangiare has got an I before are. So if we were to keep, technically, we were saying we just take away the are and we add these terminations. However, if we were to keep the I, and then adding, we would have to add another I. So it would come out like the one that I crossed out, tu mangi, with two I's. And then noi mangiamo. You see, mangiamo with two I's. And no, we're just going to drop out the I that comes before the infinitive. So out of you see, mangiare, we take away the I, and then we add the terminations. Okay, so we don't keep a double I in the tu and the noi. Then we have studiare, another example, io studio, tu studi, lui studia, lei studia, so I study, you study, he studies, she studies, noi studiamo, we study, voi studiate, you study, and loro studiano, they study. Same thing here in the tu and the noi. We take away the I before the are in the tu and the noi so that it doesn't replicate. Basically, we're not going to have two I's in the conjugation on the tu and the noi. For the other persons, we keep the I there and then, or the studiare, the I before the are. It's only for the tu and noi that we take it away so that they don't repeat. So I'm really hoping this was all clear. We got some more sentences here, a little exercise. So if you want to translate the following sentences, and I'm going to put the solutions right in the comment section for you to check it out. So they dance. You'll have to translate into Italian. How does it go? Second sentence, she sings the song. She sings a song. Third sentence, I learn Italian. I learn Italian. Fourth sentence, we eat pizza. We eat pizza. Fifth sentence, you, in the plural form, you guys, you, buy some bread. You buy some bread. And sixth sentence, he plays tennis. He plays tennis. So just give it a try and let me know. You can put it in the comment section, and I'm gonna put the solutions right there as well for you to check. And yes, so this concludes a lesson. I really hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. Thanks again so much for watching. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next episode. Alla prossima! Ciao ciao!